Datasonic Group will be gunning for the Integrated Immigration System contract. Its MD, Dato' Abu Hanifah Nordin, says the company will participate in the government's open tender, which started in mid-May and is slated to close on August 19th. He believes Datasonic is equipped with all the relevant expertise required in the project and is confident of securing the job. The group is in the midst of preparing its proposal to be submitted to the Ministry of Home Affairs. IIS Corp and Cycom MSC are among the other firms in the running, and market talk has it that they are the two likely frontrunners. A source from the ministry told The Edge recently that the tender is likely to be awarded to a single company. Bursa Malaysia saw earnings slump 20% year-on-year to 46.3 million ringgit for the second quarter, as it made less in terms of operating revenue across both the securities and derivatives markets. Top line shrank 12% to just under 124 million ringgit. For the first half, net profit fell 24% to 93.2 million ringgit, while revenue was down by 14% to 250.5 million. Bursa's CEO Datuk Muhammad Umar Swift says the markets performed in line with expectations as investors remained cautious for the first half of the year. However, there are various positive indicators that give the bourse operator reason to be optimistic. Among others, he says there is the positive trend in trading amongst small and mid-cap counters. He also notes the encouraging increase in IPOs, which led to the exchange occupying the top spot among major ASEAN bourses in terms of funds raised via listings as at the first half, totaling 1.4 billion ringgit. Putrajaya has apparently dropped its insistence that Lynas Corp ship its waste back to Australia. Ahead of the renewal of its license here, PM Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad says the government will allow the miner to continue running its Gebeng plant in Kuantan if it can build a disposal facility to treat the waste. The Prime Minister says Lynas now needs to come up with a plan on how it will deal with the residue and whether it can identify a location for this facility. Lynas's operating license for its Gebeng plant is up for renewal on September 2nd. It has maintained that it cannot export its waste stockpiles back to Australia. The Finance Ministry says the 6.2 billion ringgit price tag that the government has offered to take over 4 toll highways in the Klang Valley is not final. Deputy Finance Minister Dato' Engineer Amiruddin Hamzah explains that Putrajaya will still need to carry out due diligence process to determine the final value. He says the government is still looking into both the proposal to acquire the concessions and Maju Holdings' takeover bid of Plus, pointing out that it isn't a straightforward case. Meanwhile, Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad confirms that the proposed takeover has not been deferred. The PM admits the government doesn't have the money for the acquisition, but MOF seems convinced it can be done. He says Cabinet will deliberate on the matter and decide on the dates of implementation. UMNO Sekjen Datuk Sri Tengku Adnan Tengku Mansor owes 57.2 million ringgit in unpaid taxes since 2012. The government is now attempting to claim the monies via a suit filed through the Inland Revenue Board. According to a copy of the writs of summons and statement of claim cited by The Edge, the former Federal Territories Minister owes excess taxes for the year 2012 till 2017, as stated in a notice served on him on March 15th. IRB claims Tengku Adnan, better known as Ku Nan, had failed to comply and pay the amount within 30 days of the issue of the notice.